Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Daredevil, issue number 18. Freaking fantastic book, and if you're not reading this, I'm saying police should be knocking on your door, because that should be a crime. All that being said, I'm still going to talk about the one thing that can make me fall completely off this comic book if it continues, in an otherwise super intense, very emotional comic book, man. Especially this particular issue. Wow. Let's give credit where credit's due. We'll break into all that good stuff in a hot minute. Chip Zdarsky is the writer. Jorge Fornes, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Either way, his art is freaking amazing. Nolan Woodard, color artist. We've got VC's Clayton Cowles on letters, Julian Totino Tedesco on covers, and the Gwen Stacy variant artist is Paulo Rivera. This issue is called Through Hell, Part 8. So, look, recap of everything that happened in the past. Basically, what do you call it? Hammerhead tried to take over for the Libris family and wound up getting shot in the head for it. It's okay. He's got an adamantium skull. He'll be perfectly fine. In fact, most of his spinal column is made of adamantium or bonded with adamantium. All that being said, what do you call it? The Libris family is in a lot of trouble here. Izzy, the leader of the Libris family, her granddaughter has been kidnapped by the Owl. The granddaughter's mother is the chick who Daredevil's been boinking on the side. She's married, by the way. So the whole thing is really messed up. So, like, Daredevil's got his hands all the way up to the elbow stuck in sticky bun, and he's just trying to wash his hand, and there ain't no hand sanitizer in sight. Homeboy's in trouble, all right? And he's got to try and fix everything. Everything. All that being said, I love these imperfections of Daredevil. I also love the perfections of who and what he is. Daredevil's not just the guy who goes around flipping around and beating people up. No, he's the guy who uses his extremely unique superpower in ways that I love seeing people using the power in new ways. Even when it's not used in a new way in this particular moment, it's still done in a way that brought the one really great emotional moment into the comic book. There was a second one. It wasn't as intense, but it's fine. It's fine. It was almost like, hey, that one was pretty cool, right? Now try this one. Dude, this book is deep. It gets deep. Daredevil has to go and try and find this kid. All right? He's got to try and rescue this kid before Belle, I think her name is, before she winds up getting shot in the head. By the time he does find her, there's a gun up to her head. Now, the whole comic book, like I said, extremely intense, and the art in this it seriously enhances the book. Fornes on this book, man, he just comes in and he draws rain in this book. Like every single metal or classical, classic rock song that I know that has rain in it, it's all playing at the same time in my head, and it makes for a really intense emotional roller coaster in this book. The story itself is freaking fantastic, and in that one pivotal moment where Daredevil goes up to try and stop this little girl from being shot, it was really intense, and like I actually got really emotional during it. Like if this was a live reading, you'd hear my voice like it was, wow, it was rough. That being said, there is one thing that could pull me out of the comic book, and that is not the writing, but the way that certain parts of this comic book are written. And it's something that I thought was addressed and fixed, and nope, it's back in full, and it's painful. And if there's one thing that could just rip me from the incredible art and story in this comic book, it's the stammering. Look, man, the overuse of the hyphen is something that just, as an English professor, nowadays just a regular old English teacher, I don't usually have to deal with, because nobody's actually writing fiction for me. I'm getting them to speak and write in regular terms. But yeah, if I was doing like a creative writing story and somebody just kept on doing you can't, and where are we going, and who are you? It's like, dude, oh my God. Unless every single character in here has Tourette's, this has to stop. It's a bit much. By a bit much, I'm being generous. It's way too effing much. It's actually starting to infuriate me to the point where I'm thinking, I don't think I can keep reading this comic book, because I want to get invested in the story, and everything is there to get me fully invest in the story as though I'm not just a guy reading the book, but a fly on the wall and seeing how this is unfolding everywhere. It's intense with the cops, and like, you guys, some of you guys aren't on the take, but you're still bad cops because you're just not getting paid to be corrupt, but you're still following what everybody else is doing because this code of silence and whatnot. And it's messed up, man. Your brothers in blue, some of them aren't really your brothers, and just you're complicit in this. And yeah, it's true, and you feel it. And like I said, the rain and the way that it's drawn and the way that the story wraps around how it's raining and it's impeded by the rain in a great way that enhances the intensity in this. Holy crap, it's amazing. But then everybody starts stuttering. And the funny thing is, there's the perfect way around this, and Chip's already found the solution. I just don't think he recognized it yet. The moment where he does go up and he's trying to prevent this little girl from being shot by this guy, he handles it so well, where he's like, Detective North's heartbeat is racing. It doesn't need to. Mind you, that's 2 different panels, 2 different narration boxes, 2 different text boxes. God, it's beautiful. Oh my God, it is beautiful how it's done. So emotional. But man, as soon as you start doing the stammering again, it's like, why don't you just go back to doing that, where Daredevil's explaining it or somebody's explaining? It's really intense. This person is feeling a lot of anxiety. This person is just whatever, man. You don't have to have the constant, stop, please. Please. The comic book would be infinitely better if only that one little thing, literally the only thing I could find to complain about in the book, and it just happens to be, for me at least, a big thing. If it ain't nothing for nobody else, then whatever. But for me, that's a big deal. It's like, dude, you're killing me with this, man. It's crushing the story. It's a great story that I just can't feel like I'm in there because I'm reading someone stammering instead of just assuming, instead of just looking at the story and saying they're probably stammering. Just have it in the back of my mind instead of I've got to actually read the stuttering. God, it's painful. Anyway, yeah. If I'm talking too much about the stammering, imagine reading 20 plus pages of it, because everybody's doing it in the book, and it's so annoying. Anyway, I think Daredevil's exempt. Maybe Detective North too, but everybody else does it. Anyway, I'm done. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.